Frank Lampard's Chelsea stunned everyone last season when they finished fourth in the season where they were expected to struggle after the loss of Eden Hazard. Now, one season later, Chelsea have bought multiple world-class signings like Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, and Kai Havertz. So I decided to let FIFA 21 decipher what they can actually win. So now we will be going through a month-by-month simulation with certain rules where I'll be showing you the results of all the biggest games as well as a month-by-month review. Here are the rules. Only emergency signings allowed. Number 2, only FIFA 21 decided tactics will be used. Number 3, no unrealistic signings. Number 4, no sales allowed by me unless they are players who are out of contention in real life. The tactics. Here are the preset tactics and formations I'm allowed to use, and I'm allowed to rotate players. The only development plan was a position change, turning Hakim Ziyech into right winger, which FIFA 21 really should have done instead of playing first camp. Now everything's over. Let's get into the month-by-month simulation. In the month of August, transfer window 1 is disabled to sustain realism. The first big game of the season was against Manchester City, which sadly ended in a 1-0 loss thanks to Kevin De Bruyne and goal. Screw you, Jose Mourinho. Number 2. Next one came up against the Battle of London against Arsenal, which we won 2-1, where revenge for the FA Cup final was taken, and number 2, screw you, Anthony Taylor. On the 14th of September, Chelsea kicked off their UEFA Champions League campaign, which saw Rennes coming all the way over to Stamford Bridge, which resulted in a 2-all draw. Next, we went to Spain for yet another UEFA Champions League game against last season's UEFA Europa League against Sevilla, which saw us win 2-1 thanks to new signings Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner. October kicked off with us visiting all the way over to Old Trafford for a game against Manchester United, which was dead useless, no action. Next, we went all the way over to Quadruple to visit Wolves, and just to clear this up, these are not actual fixtures because it was an early patch recording. Next, at the Molineux we hammered Wolverhampton Wanderers 3-0. Next came up against another visit to Old Trafford, this time in the League Cup, which saw a very heavily rotated side get defeated by a very heavily rotated Man United side. Next, the London Derby, where Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur visited us at Stamford Bridge, and which was sadly not a very good game for Chelsea Football Club, which saw us lose 3-0. In the month of November, we went back to some UEFA Champions League action, this time making the trip all the way over to France for the second leg game against Stade Rennes, which saw another heavily rotated side win against Stade Rennes 1-0 thanks to a very good goal by Callum Hudson-Odoi. Next came the Clarets, which we visited at Turf Moor, which saw the first team of Chelsea Football Club all the way over to Burnley, thrashing 4-1. In the last month of 2020, it saw the second round of UEFA Champions League ties, which saw Sevilla come all the way over to Stamford Bridge, which sadly ended in a 3-2 loss. Next up was the first of the two Merseyside clubs which we were going to visit when we went to Goodison Park to face Everton, which ended in a 2-1 win. Thanks a lot for that. Next, we went to the second of the Merseyside clubs in the form of Liverpool, who visited Stamford Bridge, which saw one of the most heated games of the season, which Liverpool won after a Sadio Mane goal. The last game of 2020 involved Manchester City, who defeated us in the first big game of the season, where we took revenge on them, winning 1-0. The first big game of 2021 came up against Manchester United in a trip which saw Manchester United come to Stamford Bridge and lose 2-1. I'm pretty sure my thumbnail artist is very pissed at that. Next, the Battle of London 2.0, where we visited Emirates Stadium to face Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, which saw one of the most heated games of 2019. Thanks to Tammy Abraham for that winning goal, by the way. And this game resulted in a very good 2-2 win. In the round 2 of the Merseyside battle, we visited Anfield and defeated Liverpool 2-1, which ended one of the longest runs in English football history. But the second trip at Goodison Park, well, we can just say did not have us in favour, where we lost to Carlo Ancelotti's Everton 1. In the last game of February, we saw a trip to France in Marseille, where in the first round of the UEFA Champions League round of 16 ties, we won 2-0. I'm sorry for the corrupted footage in the month of March, but we kicked off our Emirates FA Cup campaign where Jose Mourinho's Spurs visited Stamford Bridge yet again and we lost yet again, which isn't good. Next, the UEFA Champions League round of 16 tie led to 1-1 draw through to the next round winning. We kicked off the month of April, which saw Chris Wilder's Sheffield United make the trip all the way over to Stamford Bridge, which I'm pretty sure Chris Wilder did not want to make after seeing the result, which ended up in the final. Next, the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals, which saw Chelsea move all the way over to Spain for a trip to Camp Nou, and we won there 3-1 #Women. Next came the Seagulls, who we had to visit at Brighton Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium, which saw yet another 5-1 win. Next came leg 2 of the round of the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League, when Barcelona visited us at Stamford Bridge but could not make another 4-0 win. Next, the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals, which saw us make the trip all the way over to Etihad Stadium to face off against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, which somehow ended up in a 2-0 win. May saw us kick off the month on the first day of the month, when Leicester City made the trip all the way over to Stamford Bridge for a 2-1 loss. Next were the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals leg 2. We went in 2-1 up after a 2-1 victory at the Etihad, but Pep Guardiola's Manchester City made the comeback and lost to it. Next came Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United to Stamford Bridge, who we sent back to the championship after a very enticing 3-1 victory. Next was the last game of the season against Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur, which really made me and I'm pretty sure all the Chelsea fans watching the blood boiling with a fourth loss 3-1. Now it's time for the season roundup. The league position we ended in was 4th. We got knocked out in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Our top scorer was Timo Werner, and our player of the season with the highest average rating was Captain Omega Chris. We ended up 4th in the Prem, as I've already told you. We got knocked out in the 4th round of the Carbao Cup, 16th in the FA Cup, and semi-finals in the UEFA Champions League. Even though Chelsea FC did not win it all, FIFA 21 predicts a very successful season for Frank Lampard.